A lot of people thought Derrick Henry was done, that once he hit 30, he'd slow down, lose power, and start fading like most running backs do. But guess what? He just had one of the best seasons of his entire career. And now, after nearly 2,000 rushing yards, he's looking around and saying, "I'm not finished." And here's the wildest part. He didn't change a thing. Same training, same focus, same hunger. Only now, he's bringing that mindset into a Ravens locker room that's built to compete for a championship. So, if you think you've already seen the best of Derrick Henry, think again, because what's coming next might be even scarier. You've heard it before, once a running back hits 30, he's supposed to disappear. The legs get slower, the hits add up, and people start writing you off. That's exactly what happened with Henry when he joined the Ravens. New team, aging body, coming off a season behind one of the worst O-lines in football. It looked like the perfect setup for a decline. But what did Henry do? He completely flipped the script. In 2024, he went off. Nearly hit 2,000 rushing yards again, and only finished behind Saquon Barkley. He racked up 16 touchdowns and averaged a career-high 5.9 yards per carry. That's not just good for his age. That's elite, period. This is a guy who already has 2 rushing titles. And somehow at 30, he got even better, and the league took notice. He made another Pro Bowl, earned another All-Pro nod, and reminded everyone why he's still one of the most dominant forces in football. What looked like the end turned into a whole new chapter, built on power, discipline, and focus. While most backs his age are fading fast, Henry just leveled up. So how'd he pull it off? No crazy change, no secret weapon, just doing what he's always done. You'd think that after so many years in the league, Henry would have changed something. New workouts, special diets, some magic routine to fight off the effects of aging. But when asked about it, his answer was simple. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Same grind, same program, and clearly it still works. And his off-season grind? It's the stuff of legend. Those viral videos of him dragging chains, lifting insane weight, sprinting like a machine, that's not for show. That's his real day-to-day routine. No teammates, no cameras, just pure focus. He trains like every rep could decide a game. And when you see how dominant he still is, it all adds up. Henry's consistency isn't just physical, it's mental. He knows what works, trusts his process, and blocks out all the noise. While other players are out here trying to reinvent themselves, Henry is sticking with what made him great. And the message is clear. He's not done, not even close. And nobody sees that more up close than Ravens head coach John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh has seen it all in the NFL. He knows the difference between a good player and a great one. And when it comes to Derrick Henry, it didn't take him long to realize he's working with something special. It wasn't just the big runs or the power that stood out. It was how Henry shows up every single day. What impressed Harbaugh the most is the way Henry attacks each day with purpose. That mindset of treating every meeting, every lift, every practice like it's game day. Harbaugh said it best. It's not about what Henry says. It's about what he does and how hard he works every single time he steps in the building. And that kind of work ethic, it changes everything. When a guy with 2 rushing titles and 5 Pro Bowl selections shows up early, grinding like a rookie fighting for a roster spot, it sets a new standard for everyone. It raises the bar. It raises expectations. And that kind of presence is worth just as much as a 50-yard touchdown. And Harbaugh is not the only one who sees it. Just ask left tackle Ronnie Stanley.
All right, we're already past the halfway point of this video. But before we continue, I noticed you haven't left a like yet. It's really important because it helps YouTube keep showing you my content so I can keep bringing you the best news about the Baltimore Ravens. So go ahead and hit that like button. It's free and it really helps. Thanks. Now let's get back to it.
When Stanley was asked what impresses him most about Derrick Henry, it wasn't about the touchdowns or highlight plays. It was what happens when no one's watching. The way Henry takes care of his body, his discipline with nutrition, and his relentless approach to training and recovery. These two came into the league together back in 2016, but now that they're teammates, Stanley finally sees what separates Henry from everyone else. It's not just raw talent. It's the daily grind, the small details that no one sees but make all the difference. Henry treats his body like a machine, and that's why he's still torching the fences at 31. That behind-the-scenes discipline is what keeps the engine running. Henry doesn't rely on luck or hype. He relies on a foundation he built from day one. And for a team chasing a title like the Ravens, having a leader like that in the locker room, it's priceless. He's showing everyone what true professionalism looks like. And believe it or not, even with all that, Henry still thinks he hasn't reached his ceiling. Can you imagine rushing for almost 2,000 yards, scoring 16 touchdowns, getting another All-Pro, and still thinking you can be better? That's exactly where Derrick Henry's at. He believes there's always room to improve, always something to tweak, something to sharpen. That's why he loves training camp. It's his chance to push himself and everyone around him to the next level. Henry doesn't live in the past. He respects what he's accomplished, but he's never comfortable. He wants to lead the right way in Baltimore, by raising the standard in the weight room, in meetings, on the field. He believes teams only reach their true potential when their best players demand more from everyone. That hunger, that drive to keep getting better even when you're already one of the best, that's what separates Henry from the pack. Plenty of guys have talent. Very few still chase greatness after they've already tasted it. The Ravens see it. The locker room feels it. And if the rest of the league isn't ready for it, they're about to find out the hard way. What's really surprised the Ravens coaching staff isn't just what Derrick Henry is doing on the field. It's how he's showing up off it. From day one, Henry made it clear he wasn't coming to Baltimore just to collect paychecks or coast on his reputation. He came with purpose. And what's become obvious to everyone inside the building is that his presence is reshaping the culture in ways nobody expected. During team meetings, workouts, even simple walk-throughs, Henry brings intensity and focus. Younger guys are watching the way he moves, the way he listens, the way he prepares. And veterans? They're following him too. Not because he's loud, he isn't, but because he leads by example. Coaches have said multiple times that Henry's work ethic is setting a new tone. And it's not forced. It's just who he is. Quiet, relentless, consistent. That's the kind of leadership that leaves a mark. One moment in particular stood out during camp. Henry staying on the field after a grueling practice, helping coach up a young backup running back, even though he easily could have left. That's the kind of teammate he is. That's a version of Derrick Henry that doesn't make headlines, but builds championship rosters. He's not just leading the run game. He's helping lead the team. And that's exactly why this version of Derrick Henry might be even more dangerous than the one we've seen before. Because now it's not just about yards or touchdowns. It's about legacy. Derrick Henry isn't just proving he's still got juice. He's redefining what it means to be an elite veteran in today's NFL. At 31, he's training like a rookie, running like a beast, and leading like a pro. And now that he's in Baltimore, the impact goes way beyond stats. He's raising the standard across the board, showing that talent alone isn't enough. It's the daily commitment that separates the greats from the rest. And if he keeps playing at this level, it won't be long before we're talking about him as one of the greatest to ever do it. But what about you, Ravens fans? How far do you think Derrick Henry can take this team? One thing's for sure, he's not finished. And Baltimore's about to see that up close.
And if you, just like me, are passionate about the world of football and want to learn more about the Ravens' legacy, don't leave this video without sharing it with that friend who is also a Baltimore Ravens fan and will love this content. See those video suggestions on your screen? The first one was handpicked just for you, and the other is a recommendation from YouTube itself. See you there, and until the next video, go Flock.